Maybe that's something we look at later on, but that looks...
Hey!
Oh, hello.
You're not supposed to be here!
Hi.
It's a free country, nutjob. Step off before you get hurt.
Thanks, Jump.
Your face is all wrong! Take it off!
Yeah, let's see a recap for everybody who's just jumping in. But I have played it.
In 1995, my grandfather died in Conwell Springs, my hometown. I returned for the funeral after being away since childhood. I learned that my grandpa had been investigating strange occurrences surrounding a mysterious presence in the forest. However, something happened to him in the woods, putting him in a vegetative state for over a decade.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was the lights.
To solve this mystery, I teamed up with Eileen Summers, my college roommate. A Christian nerd and a biker badass. It was a match made in heaven.
Oh, yeah.
A local church turned out to harbor a secret cult worshiping the malevolence in the woods, referring to it as the Old God.
You never really found out what the Old God actually was, though.
An endangered hallucinogenic flower, the red scythe, was somehow connected to the Old God's power.
Or it was all just a hallucination, we're not sure. And this fella!
As we came closer to the truth, a servant of the Old God made himself known in dreams and visions, the Crimson One, a scheming trickster.
Richard O'Brien. He looks a bit like Richard O'Brien. That's a name that most people probably won't recognize.
Things came to a head when the priest of the corrupt church, Isaac Price, abducted Eileen, intending to offer her to the Old God. I managed to track them down and have Isaac thrown in jail, but Eileen was in a catatonic state and was about to suffer the same fate as my grandfather.
Yep. So we delved into the depths of H.P. Lovecraft to save her.
I continued alone and found my way into a great field of red scythes in the depths of the forest. Greeted by the Crimson One, I descended into the Old God's bizarre realm, a place straddling the line between the physical and the otherworldly.
It's very cool. Oh yeah, and we stabbed our own mother in there, that's right.
The powers of that place tried to break me. My past trauma was manifested and turned against me, including my shadow, an evil doppelganger.
Mr. Scratch. I mean, yeah.
I defeated these foes and emerged back into the real world. As I left Conwell Woods, I set the flowers ablaze to eradicate the evil at its root.
And to get high as a kite.
In my absence, Isaac Price took the coward's way out in his jail cell.
What a dick.
When I returned, Eileen had awoken. She was safe. It was time for us both to go back home.
And there we go, there's a quick summary of Kathy Rain. I highly recommend going and watching my full playthrough of it if you haven't already. Just so you get all of the intricate details, bits of the story. But let's get into the sequel, shall we? This game is intended for mature audiences and contains graphic depictions of horror, explicit violence, suicide, and other disturbing imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. So I don't know why I read that in that voice. It just felt right. You're right there, Kathy. May 20th, 1998. Oh, Leon Kennedy wouldn't like that date. 1998. Is she dribbling? Oh, it's the kitty cat.
We're closed. For fuck's sake.
Oh, Kathy. I'm glad you haven't changed. That dude's like trying to kick the door down. Yo.
Hey, kid.
Oh, Lucas.
Hello.
Gee, what happened to you? Looks like somebody's been through the ringer.
You should mind your own business, old man, before I bring up your ex-wife.
Ouch.
Hey now, I'm just looking out for a former student of mine. You're always my business.
Oh, I bet I am. That's the only way a has-been like you could ever stay relevant.
Ha! Yeah, that must be it. Now, you gonna invite me in and just let me stand here like an asshole?
Fine, come in
sure,
then.
why not, mate?
You want some coffee?
Yeah, I got enough, old sis, thank you very much. That brew you make is rancid.
Oh, I did that on purpose. I wanted to do detective work, not dumb chores like some airbrained secretary.
Feigning incompetence, huh? Clever move.
I guess so. I just wish that shrewdness of mine could make me some money.
There's my segue. Did you hear the news on the Soothsayer?
I never took you for a sucker, Lucas. This is Kassidy. There's no way that reward is legit.
Right.
You're wrong. Mayor Adams is different. He's the real deal.
And you know this how exactly?
Well, because it just so happens that I was hired to find dirt on the guy. I got nada. Zip. He's a total Boy Scout.
But the Soothsayer, or the mayor.
We're still talking about a serial killer. Do I look suicidal to you?
Kinda. You passed out at noon, stinking of booze, and that eviction notice hanging over your head isn't doing you any favors.
Yeah, that's true.
That's none of your concern. I'm handling it. I just need a goddamn case. A normal case. Free of homicidal maniacs.
Yeah, probably not going to happen, though, is it?
Things are looking kind of dry on that front, you dig?
Oh, God. Please don't try to sound hip, Lucas. Your Dick Tracy imitation is cringeworthy enough.
Yeah.
I suppose you could always pawn off that bike of yours. Buy you another month or two.
Uh-oh. Yeah, his kitty cat.
Tell him, Mildred.
Mildred.
Lose the Katmobile? I'd rather chop off my left tit.
I may be a has-been, but I'm fairly sure that self-mutilation won't do you much good. A couple $100K, on the other hand.
I love money just as much as the next girl, but, I mean, this isn't just a long shot. It's about as likely as Mildred turning vegan and taking up juggling.
Yeah.
Come on.
Don't
one
hiss,
more
Mildred.
case, for old time's sake. 50-50 split. How could anyone beat my rugged charm and your youthful vigor?
Lucas, we both know you're about as charming as a clown at a funeral. And the last time I saw my vigor was 3 tequila bottles ago.
All right. I know what I'm beating. I'll drop it.
Look, thanks for the tip. I might actually take a shot at that bounty, but you need to accept that we're not a team anymore.
All right, doing it on my own.
We had a good run, but I have my own thing going. Look, see? My name is on the frosted glass and everything.
I can respect that. You're not allergic to a little quid pro quo from time to time, though, are you?
Now, that I can do. That's how the world works anyway. It's all just an endless circle jerk of quid pro fucking quo.
I don't quite see things that way, but my door is always open if you'd like to discuss the case.
Right.
Sure. May the best woman win.
You telling me I'd look good in a dress? Later, kid.
Sure, why not?
Bye, Lucas.
Why not, eh? Why not? Okay, the Soothsayer.
Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. I should have information on the Soothsayer somewhere in this room.
Such a weird name, the Soothsayer. Yeah, press spacebar. The thing is, though, right? We were talking about this in Old Skies about how, like, you can see all the things, and like in point-and-click games like this, where there's just so much to interact with. Like, a lot of it is pointless, mind you, but you know, it's worth it anyway.
What bills? Never saw those. Nope, no siree.
Yeah, just ignore the
Thanks
bills.
for the headache, you Mexican jerk.
Although maybe if you need money, Kathy, probably not spending it on booze.
Yeah. Maybe there's something about the killings in these papers.
That's what I was thinking. No, I was just randomly clicking. Just being honest.
All right. I found a few interesting articles about the most recent murder.
Okay. Deborah Sinclair. Yeah, I remember this stuff from the demo. Okay, let's have a look. Soothsayer targets best-selling author. Kassidy serial killer hits high-profile victim. So, yeah, a lot of this early stuff is probably going to be the same as the demo. However, the demo had no voice acting in it. So, if you've seen the demo, you might want to watch through this. Anyway, just to kind of hear it being voice acted. 849, the one and only Deborah Sinclair was tragically taken from us. She was stabbed to death on May 8th in her iconic cabin. The chilling signature mirror left on the scene made it clear she'd become yet another Soothsayer victim. We are told by sources in the Kassidy Police Department there was no sign of a break-in. No items of value were stolen. The cause of death came as no surprise. Acute blood loss caused by sharp force trauma. Circumstances surrounding this crime are strikingly similar to the original casualty of the Soothsayer, Rose Taylor, also a middle-aged woman stabbed to death in her home. This makes 5 victims in 3 months, and the lack of results of the case is starting to anger the citizens of Kassidy. Mayor Adams gave the following statement on May 11th. I'll be the first to admit, I'd hope to see swifter progress concerning these killings. We plan to evaluate more radical measures in the coming weeks. The Chief of Police had no comment. So the radical measures would be get random investigators involved. Final mass Kassidy mine closed. I'm sure some of this is relevant. Science fair winners announced. Dock strike continues. Riviera's mural finished. Ah, Soothsayer viciously murdered Deborah Sinclair. Famous writer's life has met an abrupt end. Oh wow, okay. Okay, yeah, let's read this anyway. We're devastated to report that the fifth victim of the Soothsayer was none other than the acclaimed author Deborah Sinclair, one of the most recognized faces of Kassidy. Loyal readers of Sinclair may realize that the previous victim, Jane Doe, was slain on the publication anniversary of Storm Chaser, one of Sinclair's classic novels. A simple coincidence, or do these murders have a deeper connection to the author? The murder occurred in Sinclair's famous writers' retreat near the border of the national park. The NPS was first on the site and currently in control of the crime scene. As the NPS lacks the necessary training and resources to conduct murder investigations, we expect the crime scene will soon be handed over to the Soothsayer Task Force at the KPD. Oh, they're a task force. Wow, okay. For now, the body has been transported to City Morgue, awaiting clearance for a pathological examination. Chief Ranger Samuel Walker had the following comment. We're still establishing all of the facts surrounding this crime. Please be patient. We all want to do right by Deborah. Deborah Sinclair was a long-time friend of the Gazette and had a prolific life and more than 30 novels published during her lifetime. On this sad day, we mourn the loss of the cultural icon. We pray that her death will be the last in the hands of the vile Soothsayer. Okay.
Alright, I think that's everything I've got on Deborah in here. When I'm ready to leave, I should be able to learn more about the other victims at the library.
Yep. And if I remember correctly, there was some stuff in here to take. Is there anything in the safe, Kathy?
Empty. All this gumshoe has left to pawn is her dignity.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's pet the cat. Pet Mildred.
Who's the best fluff ball?
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
You are Mildred. Good kitty. Oh, good kitty. Right. It's on the bullet
Just
board.
outdated casework. Can't bring myself to take them down.
Okay, what else we got? Stuck drawer, cat tree, phone book, phone, answering machine.
When
Yeah.
there's new messages, it blinks. It's high-tech like that.
Cool.
That cranky drawer is stuck good. I know Eileen had some magic trick to get it open. Too bad she's not around.
Oh, is she out?
This might be useful.
Yeah, if I remember rightly from the demo, there's a couple of things in here that we need to pick up. The makeup brush is one of them.
Nah, I'll live with my current face.
That's fair. Coffee maker.
Ugh, don't make me hurl. I'm way too hungover for coffee.
Fair. Anything
My
in the closet?
walk-in closet. It's a real mess in there. I better not open the door, or I'd risk spilling all sorts of shit out here.
It's one of those, is it?
I shouldn't need to bring that. There's storage on the bike if I need it.
I was just checking if there's anything in there. Like tools?
Useful things for when the Katmobile needs a tune-up.
Okay. Oh look, it's one of those cat clocks.
Eileen and me. Before Rain investigation started going downhill. We worked great together, didn't we? I wish things didn't have to go the way they did.
Oh. There's some problems with her and Eileen then, right?
I better not open that. Wouldn't want the mold to spread.
Okay, fair. Okay, yeah, we got the makeup brush. That's one of the things we needed. Scarf?
Maybe later. The red one goes better with this set.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything for now. Let's have a look around. I don't think there's anything else. Books. Tequila, tequila. Camera.
I should grab this in case I need to snap some shots.
There we go. Take the camera with us. I must say, I just thought there was something else we needed to take from here. Right, let's go. You can't see the inventory button. It's under my face, but it's like the best place where I can sit at the moment. As I sit, like, put me down here. Okay. City Library. Because when in the demo you come here afterwards, I think. Okay, what have we got? Notebook, stun gun, Zippo lighter, lockpicks, newspaper article, makeup brush, and a camera.
So apparently if there's a fire, I'm supposed to run through those gigantic double doors 10 feet away. Phew, I'm saved.
Fire safety. Right.
A plaque with some prominent donors. Interestingly, Deborah Sinclair is listed here.
Right. Speak to the librarian. All right, fella.
Hi, I need some help, please.
Of course. How can I be of assistance?
Deborah Sinclair.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
I mean, he's a librarian, probably
Quite
a lot.
a bit. Do you have a more specific line of inquiry?
What do you know about the murder?
What do you know about the murder?
I believe she was killed at her writer's retreat, stabbed to death. The police say the MO was similar to the other victims, with the shattered mirror and all that.
Right.
Where's this writer's retreat located
I'd say, where is it?
exactly?
There's an area called Bear Creek, just on the border of the national park. Sinclair owned a small cabin there.
Right.
All right, got it.
Cheers,
That's a
buds.
decent drive, so I think I'll head out there tomorrow.
Right, new location added. Right, let's get some more info. What books did Deborah write?
What kind of books did Deborah write?
She dabbled in many different genres over the years, but her main bulk of work could probably be defined as horror, mystery, or a combination of the two.
Just like the genre of this
Afflicted,
game.
Dead Ends Meet, and the Jenny Payne trilogy are some of her most well-known
Max
titles.
Payne.
Huh, okay. Was she working on a new book when she died?
I believe so, yes. But I don't have any details to share.
Okay.
Was Deborah a popular author?
Yeah, she was. We already read that.
Yes. Even before her death. Afterwards, her popularity has reached astronomical levels.
I can imagine. Borrowing one of her books now is out of the question, right?
Correct. 6 months wait minimum.
Wow.
Yeah, I figured.
That's a long wait.
What do you know about Deborah's private life?
She had quite an interesting life. Adopted as a child, and her adoptive father, Sebastian Willis Sinclair, was an accomplished author in his own right. Deborah's birth mother was a young homeless woman, and her father was a Native American. Deborah spent much of her life trying to track down her biological father, unsuccessfully. Perhaps in
Right.
some part due to her roots. Deborah's books have often contained subject matter inspired by Native American religion. She was childless and unmarried when she passed away. Rumors say she was gay, but God knows tabloids are quick to jump to conclusions. I don't think she ever clarified that matter to the public.
And neither should she have to.
If you are curious to learn more, I would highly recommend her acclaimed autobiography, Unbound.
Oh, I might check that out. Thanks for the information.
Okay. I think if we ask him, it's the same questions.
I'm looking to find some information on the Soothsayer.
Ah, quite a few people have taken an interest in that case lately.
That's so. Well, I'm not scared of a little competition. So, you got anything for me?
Yes, I would direct you to the microfilm viewer at the end of the hall.
Right, okay.
We have full scans of all of the major newspapers dating all the way back to the 50s.
Awesome.
Perfect. I should be able to browse those for some articles about the murders.
Nice, that's good.
Indeed. If I may ask, what is your own interest in the case?
You probably heard there's a reward, right? I'm a PI, and money is tight, so...
Yeah.
I see. I suppose we each have our own ways to make a living.
Yeah. Definitely. Right, anyway.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well. Good luck.
Cheers, bud. Okay. Magazine racks.
A bunch of magazines. Mostly celebrity gossip, it looks like.
I wonder, and I was thinking about this after when I played the demo. I wonder whether there's going to be like kind of some Native American what's the word for I'm looking for? It's some like folklore stuff in this, because that'd be really cool. Right. Unbound. This is the one with Stephen Collins. Deborah Sinclair's long-awaited autobiography outlines the author's tumultuous life and rise to worldwide prominence. The book takes the form of a series of interviews by Sinclair's longtime friend and colleague, Stephen Collins. Okay, we don't really need to necessarily look through all of these at the moment. There is, however, a quiz we have to take.
It's one of those advanced microfilm viewers. I'll need to insert a microfilm to use that.
Right, so we need to...
Microfilms containing images of scanned newspapers. They're organized by calendar date.
Right.
Okay, let's see here. It would take ages to look through all the microfilms.
That's what I was
since the
thinking.
killings
Yeah.
began. So maybe I can figure out on what date the murder prior to Deborah's occurred. Hopefully I can deduce the date of the previous murder from the articles I picked up at the office.
Yep.
When I have a good date written down, I can view the corresponding microfilm and look for useful information.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's in the newspaper. Okay, so let's open up the newspaper. So it is. So the publication. Ah, here we go. Loyal readers of Sinclair may realise the previous victim was slain on the publication of the anniversary of Storm Chaser. Okay, so we need to look up Storm Chaser. Again, my memory's terrible, so I'm just going to write this stuff down. Publication anniversary. Okay, right. That is very, very handy. Storm Chaser. 25th of April. Lovely. Storm Chaser is an epic tale of Native American warrior who sets out on a great quest to save his tribe from American settlers in the 1800s. Okay, 25th of April.
All right, I've got a date written down. I can use that to find the corresponding microfilm.
Cool. Let's give that a go.
Yeah, this date should be good. I'll search through a week or so of microfilm, starting from the date I've written down. Hopefully I can find some useful information on the previous victim.
Fingers crossed. Jane Doe, they said. So Jane Doe is basically the name they use for people who they don't know the name of.
Yes, there we go. I'll have these printed. All right, rinse and repeat. I should try to determine the previous microfilm date based on the information in these new pages.
Okay, yeah, that works.
That way I can make my way back from article to article, victim to victim, until I get all the way to the first murder. Let's see here.
Yeah, because it's really important to understand his, not only his MO, but also if there's a kind of a link in terms of the dates. Info Soothsayers cranked up the heat on killing spree. His latest victim, a young woman in her early 20s, was determined to have been brutally burned alive. The death occurred on the night of April 25th. Due to state remains, Jane Doe's identity has been difficult to ascertain. Despite identification of dental work on the corpse, there were no matching dental records anywhere in the city. It would believe the police that the woman was not local. Lack of struggle could mean the victim was incapacitated, but the condition of the body gives little clarity on the matter. Picking a public site like this was a risky proposition for the Soothsayer. So he's quite bold at this point. He may have banked the fact distant witness would assume the fire came from a nearby fire pit. Mayor Adams offered a comment, and as unpleasant as this is, I must ask you to be patient. Let Kassidy Chief of Police Edgar Mitchell-Brown and his team do their job. KPD has my full confidence in this matter, and the city will stand vigilant and assist as we can. For extensive coverage of the previous victim, Deacon Townsend, see issue 842. Oh, there's Mitchell Brown. Okay, here we go. Soothsayer has claimed a fourth victim, an unidentified woman estimated to have been 18 years old. Her child remains were found in the outskirts of Kassidy near the overlook at Constance Hill. Cause of death is yet to be determined. Soothsayer victims do not seem to share any obvious similarities in terms of gender, age, occupation, or social class, and the killing methods, location, disposal of bodies are all different. Okay, so he doesn't have an MO or a type. However, the killings have been occurred within the Greater Kassidy area over a period of 3 months, which means he has a comfort zone at least. Which would indicate the Soothsayer is somewhat local to the area. Yeah, exactly, it's a comfort zone. I've watched Criminal Minds, I know kind of... Yeah, I know this stuff. In related news, Kassidy Chief Police has recently announced the investigation of the killings will be taken over by the newly created Soothsayer Task Force. Edgar Mitchell Brown said the following during a press conference on April 26th. As of May 1st, the so-called Soothsayer slayings will be investigated by a dedicated task force of 8 senior detectives, handpicked from various divisions of the Kassidy Police Department. Rest assured, this elite group have every resource at their disposal. Not if the FBI would be involved, Mitchell Brown replied, there is no federal jurisdiction in this case. I have no further comment, which is weird because you'd think the FBI would get involved. We'll take it. The Gazette has frequently criticised the Kassidy Police Department for their errors in the past, but where credit's due is a step in the right direction. Okay, so we need to look up issue 842. This is 845, so we need to go back 3 days, so 28, 27, 26.
I know where Constance Hill is, but that's a fair distance from the city. Better save it for tomorrow.
Alright.
For now, I'll put Jane Doe on hold and see what I can find about the previous murder victim.
I just need to look at that date again. So April 29th. April 29th. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a Sunday. Will there be one on a Sunday? There might be.
Worth a shot? Rats. I was hoping to find issue number 842 here. I guess the Sun is not a daily paper. Oh, and Jane Doe died on April 25th to boot, didn't she? That's the day before this. Seems unlikely that the murders were that close.
Right, so not a daily paper. Oh, yes, it's a weekly news. Oh my god. Okay, so we need to go back a few weeks. So 8:45, we need to go back 3 weeks from April 29th. Okay, April 29th. 1, 2, 3. 8th of April. Try that.
Yes, this
Okay,
should be the
there
right
we go.
date. Let's see here.
If I'd have just read that it said weekly news on it, then I would have been fine.
Okay, let's have a look.
Okie dokie. Soothsayer stages suicide of prolific deacon. We're sad to report the third member of our community has been taken out by the so-called Soothsayer, who appears to be Kassidy's first serial killer. The victim's name was Benedict Townsend, age 51. Our sources say that his death occurred on April 3rd and that Townsend was likely murdered in a staged suicide by hanging. Townsend served as deacon at the King of Kings Catholic Church, an old congregation dating back to the early 1900s. He was a beloved figure in the community and well known for his voluntary work. Reverend Hugh Winters, the pastor of the King of Kings, had the following to say: "My heart aches and beds, soul, and everything he had left to give to the world. I take some comfort from the fact he is with the Lord now, and the person or persons who did this to my friend know that there will be a reckoning. Murder is a sin most vile, and God sees all. The King of Kings remains open. The crime occurs in the adjacent rectory building, where the rectory will remain under lock and key until properly consecrated." Soothsayer linked to 3 murders, serial killer on the loose. 3 killers in 2 months connected by foreboding signature. Ah, okay, here we go. Deacon Benedict Townsend, age 51, was found dead on early April 4th in the rectory of King of Kings Catholic Church. Cause of death determined to be hanging, but suicide has been ruled out by the KPD. Anonymous police source say had the following to say: "Somebody else was involved. The positioning of the body and other logistics don't add up if he was alone." The scenario is eerily similar to that of Eric Holloway, the postman who met his demise on the ominous full moon night last month. Okay, full moon. Full moon in March. Got it. His death was initially treated as suicide, but later revised to homicide. So he started off staging suicides until he realised he couldn't He couldn't get away with that, and he just started killing people. Now the Gazette brings you to the exclusive scoop. Both of these killings, as well as the brutal stabbing of Nurse Rose Taylor back in February, are linked to the object left at the scene. A shattered obsidian mirror, colloquially referred to as a scrying mirror. These mirrors have been used since ancient times to see the future or communicate with the spirit world. Does the Soothsayer responsible for these murders have a religious motive? Sounds like it. Our source continues, it's a signature. This killer is no hack. He hasn't left any forensic evidence that can be traced back to him, so the mirror has to be deliberate. Townsend was a well-liked figure in the community, known for his charity work and a long-time member of the community. Kassidy, Chief of Police Edgar Mitchell Brown, gave the following comment. We're not classifying these homicides as serial offences at this time. Idiot. But trust we have our finest on the case. We urge readers to demand that Mitchell Brown recognise the citizens of Kassidy have been cursed with our first serial killer in recorded history. Okie dokie. So full moon in March was the previous one.
Okay, I'll make sure to look into that church later and maybe find the address. For now, let's move on to victim number 2.
Okay. Full moon in March was the 27th.
I'm on the right track with this date, but I think I've got the full moon and the new moon confused.
Oh, okay. So, this one.
Yes, this should be the right date.
Cool, okay.
Let's see here.
Prominent suicide morphs into homicide. Initially reported as a suicide, the death of Eric Holloway on March 12th has been officially reclassified by KPD as a homicide. Since this public death occurred, multiple reliable witnesses have come forward claiming the victim was pushed off the roof of a building at 4 Verdant Street. However, there are no detailed descriptions of the perpetrator, likely due to the limited illumination of the roof area at night. Holloway led a quiet and simple life, working as a mailman for the city. He's said to be well liked by his peers, however there are unverified reports of mental health problems related to the death of his fiancée last year. Police sources told us there are links to the brutal motel stabbing of nurse Rose Tyler on Statehood Day. When's Statehood Day? Okay, I'm going to write that down. Again, we're taking notes. We're solving this with notes. Police sources told us there are links to the brutal motel stabbing. Yeah, okay, but we're reluctant to share further information. Rimfall under a full moon. On Thursday, March 12th at roughly 8 PM, a 32-year-old man leapt from the roof of the 4-story apartment building in Verdant Street, instantly killing himself on the pavement below, making a grisly spectacle for neighbours and bystanders alike. Friends and neighbours claimed the victim had struggled with the death of his girlfriend. I thought it was a fiancé. Let's change that. No suicide note has been recovered. Events like this reiterate the mental health and grief of counselling should be a national concern with more resources available for vulnerable people in crisis. I agree. If anyone you know is having suicidal thoughts, you can reach the National Suicide Hotline on 545-922-922, available 24/7.
Eric's address isn't too far away, but I should learn all I can here before I visit any of the crime scenes.
Good plan.
Coming up last, the very first victim of the Soothsayer.
Yes. Rose Taylor, not Rose Tyler from Doctor Who. Statehood Day. There it is. So he also seems to be killing quicker and quicker.
Yes, this should be the right date. Let's see here.
Some of these are like full month apart. Brutal stabbing occurred at the Azure Sky Motel on February 5th, and our sources now say there is an occult angle to the killing, with some sort of artifact left at the scene. The husband of the victim was briefly detained but released a day later. They normally do go for the loved ones first. Law enforcement claims that he remains a person of interest, however, and confirmed that the cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the chest. Okay, motel murder mortifies management. View from outside the Azure Sky Motel. On February 7th, Rose Amanda Taylor, age 47, was found dead by Robert Tippett, the owner of the Azure Sky Motel. Taylor had been stabbed to death by an unknown perpetrator. Blood everywhere, like a goddamn butcher room, Tippett said, wide-eyed, and continued to emphasize, "This city is going to hell. You go ahead and print that." Neighbors report hearing a commotion from the room, but it was apparently a regular occurrence, so no one went to investigate. Taylor is survived by her husband and 2 children who have declined a request to be interviewed. Thus were briefly detained, but is no longer considered a suspect. If you have any information about the murder of Rose Taylor, please contact the Kassidy Police Department at 555-583-175. Okay, right. That's all the victims. That's just Sky Motel.
All right, that should be everything on the microfilms. I think I'll continue to focus on gathering information today and then head to each of the murder sites tomorrow.
Okay. Right, collected all the newspaper articles. If you need to do it today, try opening your notebook and query active tasks. Okay, follow up on clues.
I think I'll look into that church next, the King of Kings. There was no mention of an address for it in the newspapers.
Okay, King of Kings. I wonder if there's anything on here. No, okay. Maybe we'll try asking the librarian. That dude's a fountain of information. Yo, Mr. Librarian.
One more thing.
Yes?
King of Kings.
Do you know anything about the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I'm not familiar with that church, sorry.
Damn it. Okay, worth a try. What's this? Oh, right, yeah, we can ask about things.
I saw that Deborah Sinclair was one of the financial contributors to the library.
Indeed. This place had gone through a rough patch, and I'm told that her gift came just in the nick of time, saving the library from closure.
Right.
Those boxes over there can be rented anonymously, right?
Yes. Would you like me to set that up for you?
Not right now. But if I'm evicted in a few weeks, I might just take you up on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Okay,
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky Motel?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, worth a try. We can like try asking about these people anyway and see what he knows.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first Soothsayer victim?
Apart from Deborah Sinclair, I can't offer much insight on the Soothsayer victims.
Alright. Oh, it's just delete all of them. What about scrying?
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Not much, unfortunately. They're not within my area of expertise.
Right, okay. Sure, okay.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well. Good luck.
Right, so
A bunch of magazines.
where would we find out about the King of Kings? Yes, these are all our things, but we're not going there today. So if we go back to the office, maybe there's definitely a phone. That's the phone book. There we go. Okay, phone book. We're looking for
The yellow pages. Handy for looking up people and businesses.
We're looking up King of Kings.
Great. I've got the address to the church. I'll head over there tomorrow.
Nice. New
I
location
think
added.
it's time to see what I can find about the Azure Sky Motel. It's likely in this phone book here.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Got the number. I'll call first and see if a visit makes sense.
Good plan.
God knows I have to be careful with those last drops of gas left in the bike.
Right. Hence why she's not wanting to like travel away too much. Okay, let's give him a call then, shall we? Beep, 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 beep.
Thank you for calling the Azure Sky Motel, your oasis in Kassidy. How may I help you?
Certainly sounds
Hi
like
there.
it.
This is Kathy Rain from Rain Investigations. I have some questions.
All right, then.
What can you tell me about your motel?
The Azure Sky is a long-time family business. We've been serving tenants faithfully for over 40 years now.
Oh, wow, quite a while. So, how many tenants do you have?
We don't keep records of the number of tenants, but we have 50 rooms of varied sizes. We're about 3/4 full, but expecting to be fully booked during tourist season in the summer.
Right.
Wait, tourists actually come to Kassidy? Somebody deserves a raise for one hell of a marketing campaign.
No patriot of the community, huh? That's a shame. This city has a lot more to offer than people like you give it credit for.
Could get murdered here.
To each their own, I guess.
Yeah.
So I hear that one of your tenants was murdered back in February? Rose Taylor.
No shit. Here I thought the boys in blue ransacked this whole place just for shits and giggles.
That happens more often than you'd think. Come on, man. Help a girl out.
Sorry for the attitude, but you know you're the umpteenth person to ask about
Oh,
that,
yeah, I
right?
imagine.
I get that, so how about we stick with the short version?
Fine. No, I don't know anything that isn't in the papers. No, you can't see the room. It's rented out. And even if you did go in there, there's nothing that the cops or cleaners haven't removed since friggin' February.
Right.
Understood. So what about the next of kin? She had a husband, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came by later to pick up the personal effects. I just met the guy for a few minutes.
Did you catch his name?
I did, but I don't think he'd appreciate me giving out his name to some random lady on the phone.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. It was worth a try.
I am a bit offended, actually. I'm not some random lady. I'm a licensed private investigator, and a renowned one at that. Ever hear of the Whitmore affair?
No.
That does sound familiar.
Well, that was me. Now, here's a friendly piece of advice. Choose the path of least resistance. I can be a much bigger pain in the ass than this Mr. Taylor, believe me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right, fine. It's Orson. Orson Taylor.
Cool.
That
Thank
wasn't
you.
so hard, was it? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Orson Taylor. Cool.
What can you tell me about Orson Taylor, Rose's husband?
Probably not a great deal.
Nothing much. Like I said, I only saw the guy once, a week or so after the murder.
Okay. How do you seem?
Like you'd expect. Messed up. Couple of kids, too.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart, truth be told.
So, if Rose was married and had 2 children, what was she doing in your motel?
Now that's the million-dollar question, ain't it? You'll get no answer from me. Even if I could keep track of all of our tenants, I don't make a habit of sticking my nose in their personal affairs.
It's a bit suspect, isn't it?
Huh. Was she a regular then?
Not really, just a couple of bookings in January and February. Look,
Right.
I think I've said enough. Any other questions? We need to wrap this up. I've got calls on the other line.
Okay.
Do you know anything about scrying mirrors?
I doubt it.
Only that our psycho killer enjoys breaking them around his victims, but I have no interest in understanding a nut like that.
All right, fair
What
enough.
do you know about the Soothsayer?
Nothing that isn't in the papers?
I know more than I'd like to. I could have gone without a close view of his handiwork, that's for sure.
I can imagine. A brutal stabbing, I take it?
No offense, but I'd rather not go over that again. It's all in the papers, if you're so dead set on getting all the gory
I
details.
am, but fair enough. Okay, I think that's everything.
That's all, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great day now.
He sounds like a joy, doesn't he? Utter joy.
All right, found the husband's number. Here's hoping he's willing to talk to me.
Most likely not, but, you know, it's worth a try, right? It's worth a shot. It's ringing.
You've reached the Taylors. No one's home right now, but if you leave your details after the beep, I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Taylor. This is Kathy Rain, private investigator. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions. You can reach me at 555-142-062. Thanks in advance. Bye. I think I followed up on what I can today for each of the different victims.
Yep.
Just one thing left to do. I noticed that the Gazette had the best coverage of the Soothsayer out of all the city papers. I think it's time to pay a dear old friend a visit.
Right. New location added. Who's our dear old friend, then? Would that be Eileen? Does she now work for the paper? Just guessing. Let's go. Yep, it's Eileen.
All right, here we are. Let's see how E is doing.
Who's this guy? Art.
Hello, sunshine. How's my favorite Christian reporter?
Oh, what do you want, Kathy? I'm on a deadline here.
No small talk, huh? Can't I check in on a friend?
I wish, but we both know you only show up when you need something.
Yeah.
Ouch. Well, I did have something I wanted to talk to you about.
Let's hear it then.
Soothsayer.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
The serial killer? But... Oh no, it's that stupid reward, isn't it?
Maybe.
You betcha. Money in the bank, baby.
Oh, brother. I'd say this is a terrible idea, Kathy, but it's not like you listen to me anyway.
No.
Oh, come on, Eileen. Don't be like that.
No, don't even go there. Do you know how many times I had to go to HR to get people to stop quoting that stupid song?
Poor old Johnny Ray sounded sad upon the radio.
Art, make her stop.
Why? It's not a half bad performance.
You guys are like peas in a pod.
Ugh, well, now I lost my groove. I hope you're happy.
Ecstatic. Are you done wasting my time now?
Oh, lighten up, E. Aren't you thrilled about another big case? Teaming up, just like old times?
I don't think she is.
You can't just pretend nothing happened, Kathy. You fired me, remember?
Oh.
I'll unfire you?
Yeah, right. How do you even know you'll get that reward? This is Kassidy we're talking about.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but Lucas did his homework. He says this new mayor is the real deal.
That silly old man. He just wants one last case with his protege before retirement, even if it means you'll get yourselves serial killed.
And I'm all here for it.
Of course you are. It's not like self-preservation is anywhere on your hierarchy of needs.
Not really.
Can't
No.
argue with that. So, speaking of my, needs, what do you know about Kassidy's most prolific murderer?
Not much. You should ask Art. He's much more up to date on that stuff, being our crime correspondent and all.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Well, I thought I'd ask her about
I'm
this.
not. My family, we're Protestants.
Alright. That's fair.
Are you familiar with scrying mirrors?
I think so, yeah. You mean the black ones made out of obsidian, right?
Yep.
Yep. What do you know about them?
Probably not a lot.
Not a lot. I know they've been around since ancient times and that they're quite popular in New Age culture today. My friend Meadow is totally into that stuff. I bet she'd talk your ear off about it.
Oh, cool.
Oh? Sounds great. Where can I find her?
Let me call her tonight and ask first, okay? She can be a bit peculiar about things.
Okay, fair enough.
Sure. Not a problem.
Also, look at the 90s screensaver down here on the bottom. Love it.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
I like her books, but I don't care much for celebrity gossip. Awful thing that happened to her, though.
Yeah.
What do you know about the woman who was burned alive by the Soothsayer?
Oh, nothing. I hope that horrible demon is caught soon.
Well, that's the plan.
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the murdered deacon?
I don't know anything about that poor man.
Hey, you're a Christian. What does a deacon actually do?
It
Yeah.
depends on the denomination, but a deacon belongs to a church and can practically do the same work as a priest, with the exception of sermons and rites.
Interesting. Thanks.
Okay. Hasn't really cleared a lot up,
Do you
but
know
sure.
anything about Eric Holloway, one of the Soothsayer victims?
Not really. I'm sure you know more about him than me.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first Soothsayer victim?
She worked as a nurse, I think. Other than that, I don't know much.
Okay.
Have you heard of the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where one of those serial killings happened, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thought it sounded familiar. I don't know anything else about it, though.
Is it a hive of scum and villainy?
I don't want to ask her about that.
Or Orson Taylor? Alright, fair enough. We ask her about...
Hey, your brother is pretty hot. Mind if I...
Not a chance, Kathy.
Hey, do you mind if I borrow some tape, E?
Fine.
Woo! Got some tape! Hell yeah!
Hey, E, can I have one of your cards?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, we're nicking stuff. Love it.
Still keeping that little bugger around, huh?
Oh, I wouldn't part with Ribbit for the world.
Fair.
What's your opinion on art?
Oh, he's a great journalist. I have a lot to learn from him.
But...
No buts, Kathy. Stop trying to stir up trouble.
I don't want to ask her about that.
Alright.
I should probably look at that before I ask about it.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Cheers, Eileen.
All right, see you later.
Okay, let's have a look at the framed article then, shall we?
I remember that. Something about a corrupt church. When the story broke, the place was shut down and some of the higher-ups went to jail.
A corrupted church? Who would have thought?
Hey, Art, what's a synonym for disappointing?
Your outfit?
Now that's just mean.
Sorry, Summers, couldn't resist. Let me think. Disheartening, dismaying, dissatisfactory?
I think I'm looking for a stronger statement.
Then I'd go with depressing, distressing, or maybe demoralizing.
Demoralizing. Yes, perfect. Thanks, Art.
Anytime, kiddo.
Right, let's talk to Art then about the murders.
Art Hopkins. Just the man I need to see.
That's so. This better be good.
Well, it is good.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
What do I know? I made the Soothsayer. Before me, he was the Mirror Murderer, the Kassidy Ripper, or whatever derivative moniker those dullards at the Times or the Sun can muster up.
Right.
Oh, wow. So what's your take on the guy?
I could see right through you, Rain. You're a bad apple, and it stinks all the way up here. Finally got a whiff of that reward, huh?
Right, yeah.
Can't blame a girl for trying. You've got your sights on that money too, huh?
Who doesn't? It's 200 fucking grand. I got a juicy new lead, too.
Right.
A new lead, huh? I doubt it's that impressive.
Nice try. I'm not gonna slip up. Word of advice, go back to your cheaters and insurance frauds and leave the Soothsayer to the big boys.
This guy's a dick. Art's new lead. Right.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair? The most recent Soothsayer victim?
Don't waste your breath about the Soothsayer. I'm not gonna say squat.
Right, okay. So that removes everything.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Certainly more than you. I'd be surprised if you ever picked up a book.
Lovely.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Don't waste your breath.
Alright, alright.
I don't need to... That's quite the story you've got framed up there on that wall.
Oh yes, one of my proudest accomplishments.
Right. Yeah, it must have taken ages, right?
It must have taken ages to break that story, right?
Half a year undercover. Now that's a proper investigation.
Oh. I wouldn't make it 6 minutes, let alone 6 months and a bunch of bezzling Bible thumpers.
Oh, God. I wouldn't make it 6 minutes, let alone 6 months among a bunch of embezzling Bible thumpers.
Playing to his ego.
That's why I'm the best. I do what it takes to get the scoop.
We're playing to his ego here.
What made you decide to investigate the church?
I had a family member in that parish. They told me some strange stories. Didn't take long for my reporter's instinct to kick in.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were a militant atheist like me.
Oh. Must have been tough to ruin a loved one's place of worship.
They're better off, believe me. I'd prefer to keep them out of organized religion altogether, but at
That's fair.
least now they're no longer associated with goddamn criminals.
What was the fallout? Some people were arrested, right?
Yeah.
If by some you mean a lot, yeah. 12 people charged, 9 convicted, and about 100 years of prison time sentenced in total.
Wow, that's a lot.
Damn. The state shut the church down too, right?
No.
Oh, sure did.
Oh, it did, okay. Good riddance.
Good riddance. They should have bulldozed the whole block and turned it into a parking lot.
Your words, not mine, Rin.
Okay. We have to try and find a way of getting him... Okay.
What do you know about the Azure Sky Motel?
Try this.
Stop wasting my time.
I am, but there you go.
All right, that's all I needed.
Okay, then.
Ask Eileen about his new lead.
Hey, E, one more thing.
Yeah?
What do you know about this new lead that Art supposedly picked up on the Soothsayer?
Nothing. I don't work with him directly.
Right.
Maybe you could find out?
No, Kathy. I respect Art. I'm not gonna mess with his story.
Well, okay. Worth a try, though, right?
I'll let you go.
All right.
She respects Art too much to do a little digging, huh? That guy's a grade A asshole. It shouldn't take much to bring that out front and center.
Ah, okay. We need to provoke him. I get it.
Word space is acting up again. What was that stupid shortcut to reset the layouts?
Turn E against R.
Control-Shift-L, I think.
I gotta get Art on Eileen's bad side. Shouldn't be too hard, that guy's a major douche.
Try hitting escape.
Oh. All right, then. Whew.
I
Can
get
I
it.
pick your brain?
You're luck.
By his story, right? Eileen.
How do you think Eileen is doing here?
I don't gossip about coworkers.
Alright, fair.
Can I ask a...
Sure.
It must have taken ages to break that story, right?
Half a year undercover.
Okay, if we try and, like, be sympathetic to Eileen, maybe that'll...
That's dedication. Lots of sermons to listen to, I take it?
Ugh, too many. I could feel my gray matter shrinking with every psalm, hymn, and other delusion thrown my way.
Ahem.
Yeah, here we go. So we did the right
What
thing.
made you decide to...
I had a...
Oh. Must...
Here we go.
What was the fallout?
If by some you...
Damn.
Oh,
Right, this is the same stuff. I said, that's a shame you don't have to punish the whole congregation just so the leadership was corrupt. That might...
That's a shame. They didn't have to punish the whole congregation just because the leadership was corrupt.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. That place was rotten to the core.
I should do.
How do you think...
I don't...
I'll do.
All right.
Okay.
Oof. I don't think Art's Eileen's favorite person right now.
Yep, there we go. We got all three of those, so...
Hey, E. One more thing.
Yeah?
Man,
There
I'm
we go.
itching to know what Art's new lead on the Soothsayer is.
I bet, but I wouldn't know anything about that. Not that he's been my favorite person lately.
You could still find out, right? Don't you want to ruffle that arrogant prick's feathers a bit?
We're kind of playing her against
Well,
Pretty please.
him.
okay, fine. I'll try, but no promises.
Okay.
You're the best.
Either that or I'm just a slow learner.
Alrighty, it's getting late. I'm gonna get out of your hair before Art rats me out and calls security.
Oh, he wouldn't do that. He's not as bad as you think, Kathy. You guys are actually quite alike.
Right.
Oh god, you better take that back before you make me take up smoking again.
Oh. Kathy quit smoking.
I have no doubt you'll be able to resist the temptation. Bye, Kathy.
Oh, Kathy's not a smoker anymore. She's still got her lighter, though. To be fair, lighters are fairly useful. Okay. Evening 1. Uh-oh, it's the phone. Let me guess, it's Rose Taylor's
Rain
husband.
Investigations.
The husband.
Kathy?
Oh, it's Eileen.
Me, Eileen.
Hi, Eileen.
Hey, E. What's up?
Oh, you know, just burning the midnight oil. So, I wanted to let you know that I found Art's new lead on the Soothsayer.
Right.
Amazing. Do tell.
Well, you know those people who were killed? Apparently, they were all under the influence of some sort of illegal drug.
Oh.
Interesting. What type of drug?
I'm not sure, but this toxicology report here says that the street name is Pyre.
Oh.
Never heard of that one. I better go ask Lionel.
Lionel? Who is that?
My drug... Well, a friend of mine, that's all.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'd say you should take better care of yourself, Kathy, but you've heard it all before.
Pretty much, but seriously, thanks, E. I owe you one.
Don't worry about it. Oh, and by the way, you know Meadow, that friend I was telling you about?
Right.
Yeah, what about her?
She said you can come see her tomorrow. She's got an RV over on the west side, Sycamore Lane.
Ah, yes, the
21.
one about the scarring mirrors.
Perfect. I'll go talk to her in the morning.
Okie dokie. I gotta get back to work now, but I guess I'll see you around.
You bet. Catch you later, E.
Bye, Kathy.
I have a funny feeling, and I'm just going to say this now.
Pyre, huh?
Pyre.
I better call the cop shop and ask Josh about that.
Pyre, I bet, is to do with the scythe-like red plant. And it's made from that. It's the hallucinogen.
Narcotics. I'm not available right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
Just guessing.
Hey, Josh, this is Kathy Rain. Been a while, huh? Let's meet and catch up. I have something I want to run by you. Hit me up at my work number, will ya? Okay, bye.
Everybody's busy.
All right, I guess that's that. Let's see if Lionel is at his usual spot.
A dealer. Pet Mildred before we go, though.
Plotting world domination as usual, Mildred? I better get those pets in then.
Yes. Good kitty. Okay, let's go. Let's go see your dealer. But yeah, I think Pyre is most likely made from the red scythe plant from the original game. I have that feeling. Downtown. Wow. Could you be more obviously a drug dealer? Holy crap.
Hey, what's up, Lionel?
Hey, girlfriend. You here for the white stuff?
Not this time, buddy.
Oh.
Oh, you broke?
Well, I am, but that's not...
You just broke. Well, I ain't giving you a tab. I'd never see my money back. No offense.
I don't want a fucking coke tab, Lionel. I just had some questions.
Whoa. What's with the hostility, girl? There's no reason to be unsavory among friends.
Sorry, rough day. Can I run something by you?
This guy looks like a dodgy pimp.
Go on, then. I suppose I got some time to spare.
Pyre.
Do you know Pyre?
Oh, yeah. Strong trip, they say. I'd love to get my hands on some of that.
Hard to come by, I take it?
no doubt. I never got so much as a whiff of the stuff.
Right.
Oh, really? Who's slinging?
No one I know. Sketchy motherfuckers, though, whoever they are.
How so?
Sketchier than
Well,
you,
for
mate.
one, you won't find them on the corner like us, regular hard-working candy men.
Right.
Yeah. You're all salt of the earth. How do they conduct business then?
Well, they pretty much don't.
What?
I'm not following.
Well, join the club, 'cause it's some real candid camera shit. Every now and then, one of them dope fiends starts yapping on about some creepy fucker giving them pyre, and it's always on the house. Trying to run an honest pusher out of business.
Some kind of obtuse marketing tactic?
If it is, those people sure as hell ain't capitalizing on it.
Some half-assed DEA honeypot operation then?
No way. The feds don't give a fuck about Kassidy, trust me.
Who are these fiends then? Got any
Some
names?
creepy guy. He wouldn't
Nah,
be bald, would
I
he?
don't ask for names. And the junkie clientele all look the same to me, no offense.
Ha. So you don't know anyone who could get pyre? Some drug dealer you are.
No, I didn't say that. There is this one person who just might be able to pull it off.
Yeah?
A friend of the boss. Ultra-wealthy connoisseur. Tries everything once, apparently. Rich. I mean old money rich. Deeply connected.
Okay.
Quite the sales pitch. Are you gonna give me a name or just leave a girl hanging in suspense?
Now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Surely a gumshoe such as yourself
Right.
is well aware that information is a commodity.
Uh-huh.
I told you, I'm fucking broke, Lionel.
And I ain't deaf. We're talking a simple exchange. If you find out who's slinging pyre, you send the Love Lion a word.
Love
Deal.
Lion.
Load a guy's name, please.
It ain't a guy, strictly speaking. It's one of those, transsexual types. Prefers to go by the name Hannah Verdu.
Fair enough.
Verdu, that rings a bell. Some French family, right? Mine owners?
You tell me. Sounds about right.
Okay. Let's go pay Hannah a visit then, shall we?
So what do you know about Hannah Verdu?
Not much, but I know she owns and runs a place on the south side. The Club of Hearts.
Ah.
Catchy name. Casino?
Poetry club, if you can believe that.
Alright, fair enough.
I can. Sure sounds like an appropriate waste of money for a Verdu.
Yeah. I suppose those motherfuckers ran out of rooms to put golden bathtubs in.
Either that or
Yeah,
Mammoth
something like
Blue
that.
Rug suddenly went out of style.
Okay, Club of Hearts. Where is this place?
So that poetry club. Do you know where it is?
South side, that's all I know. Never patronized myself.
You don't seem like the type, mate. Quite honestly. Alright. Cheers.
That's it. Later, Lionel.
Until next time, hot stuff.
Bloody hell. Look up club at office. Okay. That saves a bit of time. So we can go straight back to the office now and check the phone book. Yo, Mildred. What a good kitty you are.
All right. Found an address.
Nice.
They're not open until Friday night, though. Guess I'll have to wait a couple of days.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm beat. You want to hit the sack, girl?
It's sleepy time.
Come on, then.
First day done. Lots of background work being done. Aw, these games are always slow burners, so I'm sure the cosmic horror will kick in very soon.
So, there's something I need to tell you.
Yeah, I know, kid. Time to move on, huh?
Yeah. Is it that obvious?
I wouldn't be much of a PI if I couldn't see the writing on the wall for this one. It was nice having you around, though, kid. You spruced up the place, I gotta say.
Well, don't get lazy without me. I'm sure you still have a couple of years of detective work left in you.
Oh, that's all I need. Just a couple of more cases. Then I'm riding off into the sunset.
Right.
What's going on, Lucas?
What do you mean? Something wrong with my vacation outfit? I've always been a sun-kissed kind
It's
of
the
guy.
chains from the other world. Yeah, Kathy's having nightmares about her time in the other world. Finish day 1.
Ooh, okay, Kathy. Enough loitering. Time to get back out there. You've got places to be.
Oh, go pet Mildred.
Nah, I'll let her sleep.
Why? Pet the kitty. God damn it. Okay, where are we off to today? Right, oh wow, we've got a lot of stuff to do. Investigate all the places. Right, let's go. There's a note on the floor. Did you pick up all of the...
What's this?
all of the bills and stuff? What's this say?
Fire is the key. T. Damn. This T knows what I'm up to. The question is, are they friend or foe? Pyre is the key. Damn.
T. It's not the guy that Eileen works with, right? What was his name?
I should listen to my messages before I leave.
Oh yeah, it's beeping. Well, I say beeping, the light's flashing.
Let's see here.
This is Orson Taylor. I only have one thing to say to you. Eat shit and die. Yeah, you heard me.
Delightful man.
I'm sick of being harassed by vultures like you. Stay the hell away from me and my family.
Yeah, I get it, bud. No need to be an asshole.
Okay. Well, he's still going to be cooperative, is he?
Let's see what this other message says.
Hey, Josh here. Busy day today, but I'll swing by your office tonight after my shift. Alright? See you later.
That's better. Hopefully he can give me some insight on Pyre. Alright, that's it for messages.
Yeah. Right, let's go. Alright, so we're not investigating Rose Taylor. And we could probably go to the motel and see there, but I doubt there's going to be much left over, to be honest. Wow, we've got loads of places we can go to. Should we just do them in order? Let's go to Constance Hill for the Jane Doe, and we'll go in order. Okay.
Here we are, Constance Hill. This better be worth the trip.
What's in the drain pipe?
What do you know? Nothing but grime.
Lovely. Ah, it's the scorch marks.
This must be it. This is where they found Jane Doe. No obvious clues. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I guess there isn't much to find in this place.
You'd be surprised. What's in the fire pit?
A fire pit for grilling food, but there's nothing but ashes inside.
Oh.
Well, it ain't city concrete if it isn't covered in spray paint.
Yeah, but look at this mark here.
Well, it ain't. Looks like this place. Well, it ain't.
Look at this red.
Well,
Maybe that's something we look at later on, but that looks...
Hey!
Oh, hello.
You're not supposed to be here!
Hi.
it's a free country, nut job. Step off before you get hurt.
Thanks, Jump.
Your face is all wrong! Take it off!
Would you like a stun gun?
Christ. Kassidy junkies never disappoint.
Now he's snoring?
I'm
Wow.
not getting near that nutcase again. Looks like this place was a party spot. Better not. I don't want that guy to sneak up on me again.
Yeah, he's out for the count.
Thanks for the assist, Mr. Log.
Yeah, cheers, Mr. Log. Okay, I don't think there's really anything here.
The City of Gleam in all its glory. There's a fairly big mountain range up north.
Check the binoculars.
Oh, neat. I can see my office building from here.
Yeah. Okay, there's probably nothing else here. But that red mark on the graffiti does look like it's probably something. But yeah, nice to get jump scared by a guy who's obviously completely off his face. Let's go to Bear Creek then. I remember this bit from the demo, so we should know how to do it.
Hey there, buddy.
Welcome, visitor. You may place your tribute to our lost legend, Deborah Sinclair, on this rock. To your right.
Oh. Great. I'll get on with that in a minute. Who are you?
Name's Randy Mulkins, president of the one and only SSS.
Sounds a bit...
SSS?
Sinclair's Saga Squad, of course. From whence do you hail, fair lady?
Oh, I live over in the city. Kassidy.
I mean,
actually...
which fan club do you belong to?
Oh, Deb's Dynamic Devotees, of course.
Never heard of it. Must be local?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep. Yes, quite local. I'm Kathy, by the way. Kathy Rain.
Oh, that's a lovely name. It sounds like a character in a book.
Well, I certainly have days when I wish I was made up.
Wow.
Whoa, that's deep.
Fourth wall breaking.
Do you mind if I ask you a few things?
Always happy to talk to a fellow fan.
Right, okay.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Only that he took a legendary author away from us.
Dude's wearing socks and sandals. Bloody hell, I've just realised.
So, let's talk about
Jeez.
My favorite topic. Don't mind if we do.
So, her death. Do you know what happened?
Well, I follow the news like everybody else. I didn't think much of the killings. These things happen. But never in a million years would I expect poor Deb to become a victim.
So, do you know the sequence of events exactly?
Supposedly, some maniac came out here and stabbed her. Right in this cabin. No sign of a forced entry. So either the door was open, or she let him in.
He's the dealer.
Any idea of who would want to do that to her? Did she have any enemies?
No. Everybody loved Debbie. Whoever did this is a twisted, sick person.
Yes.
We still have to consider the possibility that it was, you know, one of us.
A deranged fan.
Fan? No way. I refuse to believe that.
Well, what about the fact that one of the victims was killed on the anniversary of Storm Chaser?
Yeah, that's an odd one. Not sure what to think, but in the end, only the killer knows why he chose that date.
Would anyone benefit from her death then? Some relative who would get the book royalties, maybe?
She had no close relatives,
No.
so I'm not sure who would be next in line. I'd be surprised if she had no written will, though. I bet most of that money will go to charity, benefiting Native Americans.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know if Deborah was writing a new book when she died?
Oh, yes. Years in the making, enshrouded in mystery. Now we'll never get to read it.
Do you know what it was about?
I wish, but no. Deb was tight-lipped about that one. All she stated publicly is that it wasn't a sequel.
Oh. No, I haven't Vox Crow, no. I've only just started day 2, so I don't know when they appear. Maybe soon. This guy's pretty creepy, though. Look at the guy with his coat. This is why I shave my hair. Listen, if I grew my hair out, I would be bald on top like that, and I don't want to look like that. So just this dude should just. He'd look a bit like me, actually, if he had shaved hair. Oh, God, that's... Okay.
Have you ever met Deborah in person?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. A bunch
actually...
of times. Only briefly, though. At fan gatherings, book signings, and things like that.
Yeah, okay. What's your favorite book, my man? I'm sure he'll tell me all about it.
What's your favorite Deborah Sinclair book?
Oh, man. That depends on my mood. But I generally have a weak spot for her early experimental work, like Evermore and The Guidance.
Right. Okay, then. I doubt he's going to know anything about any of these. He's literally like just a nut job. Okay, ask about the let's ask about this stuff, shall we? Ask about the shrine.
That's a nice little shrine you've set up here.
Isn't it? People have come from all over the country to send Deborah off.
So, how long have you been parked here?
Let me think.
10 days.
10 days-ish?
Holy well, that's some dedication, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
It's not like you need to shower or anything, is it, mate?
That's a nice flower pot over there.
Oh, yes. Deborah adored those.
Okay, I don't think there's really much else I want to ask this guy, to be honest. We could try these other ones.
Do you know anything about Jane Doe, one of the Soothsayer victims?
Oh, I don't know anything about those other victims. Sorry.
I assumed he was probably just going to go straight into... if it's not about Deborah Sinclair, I don't want to know about anything else, actually.
Do you know anything about scrying mirrors?
Not really. I just heard that they were connected to the murders.
If it's not about my Deborah, I don't want to know anything.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
No siree. I'm a Buddhist.
Okay. Fair enough.
Have you heard of the Azure Sky Motel?
Azure Sky. Azure Sky. Nope.
Have you heard of a drug called Pyre?
Nope. Never heard of that.
The only drugs I take is Mountain Dew.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
Oh, sure. She's a leading figure in the Kassidy poetry scene. I always try to drop by the Club of Hearts when I'm in town.
Ah, I see. Have you met her?
An average guy like me? I wish. I've seen her from a distance in her club, but that's about it.
I've furiously masturbated over her a few times.
What's your opinion on the Club of Hearts?
Only that I love the place.
Okay, sure.
I'll let you get back to your reading.
Don't be a stranger.
I probably will be. Okay, let's have a look through the window. Now, this is from the demo, so I do remember that he'll probably...
I can't see much from out here.
Alright, check the mailbox.
It's got a lock on it. Guess Deborah didn't want people snooping through her mail. My expert lock-picking set.
We got a lockpick.
Hey, what the heck do you think you're doing?
Nothing. Yeah, we just removed the cobwebs.
I just removed some cobwebs. Surely we want Deb's mailbox to look presentable.
Oh, God. You got the spider, though, right? It's dead?
I just put a glass over him.
I squished it good.
Take him outside. It's outside. They live here. Bloody hell. Anyway, okay, he won't let me do that. What's the notice on the door say?
Shoot, the cops didn't leave the door open. Just my luck, huh?
Okay. Colored lights.
Those must create some cozy ambiance at night.
Oh, yeah.
Chirp free. Must be lacking tenants at the moment.
What's in his cooler?
Looks like he brought refreshments.
What if he, he'll go, I have the key to the house.
Hey, Randy?
Yep.
Randy the magical bum. What are you drinking?
I see you brought drinks.
Yep. Perfect weather for some iced tea.
So it would be pretty interesting to have a look inside the cabin, huh?
Oh, I have definitely entertained the thought. Who wouldn't want a closer look inside the famous cabin of Deborah Sinclair?
Wow, exactly.
So why not? There's no one else here. I won't tell if you won't.
That's so? I'm not sure your intentions are pure. Maybe if I knew you were a true fan of Deborah Sinclair.
Yeah.
Oh, but I am. I
the
told you.
DDD, remember?
I'm a longtime member of Deb's Dynamic Devotees.
The DDD.
You know, the old DDD.
The triple Ds.
Uh-huh. Then I guess you wouldn't mind answering a few questions about our favorite author. Now, would ya?
No, of course not.
Of course not. That would be easy peasy for an avid fan like me.
I'm glad. Let me just dig out this old butte for you then.
Yeah, okay.
Behold, the official SSS membership application form.
Yeah.
A written quiz? Are you fucking serious?
Cool.
You chicken. Yeah, I figured you were just a poser.
Oh, shut up and give me that thing.
I think I might remember.
There you are. Let me know when you're ready to hand it in.
Yeah.
I think I remember some
Here,
of.
I finished.
You.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I'm not. Stop talking to him first.
I'll let you.
Don't be.
I guess I need to read up on Deborah. There's probably some useful information at the library.
Yeah, there is. I can't remember if I. Okay. Oh, they've changed the questions from the demo, so you can't just fill it in from your knowledge of the demo. Okay, fair enough. I see what you're doing. Okay. Let's get to the library then. Okay, what do we need to look up? I've got my notepad here. So we need to look at, in between installments of Jenny Page series, Deborah wrote 2 other books. What are those? Oh, so this is Native American. I remember this one. What alternate pseudonym or pen name is Deborah Sinclair occasionally used? Okay, so we need her pen name. Deborah goes for a chapter for a friend of hers. What was the novel? Oh, this is the autobiography one. So, bio, name, author. Complete Deborah's favorite writer's block remedy. Oh no, it is the surrounded by the smell of. Sipping on a glass of. Okay, there we go. The Native American. It's Native American something. It is similar to the. I should save my game actually. Just in case. Okay, so if I remember rightly. Yaupon tea. Yaupon. This is lavender. Deborah, because yeah, that's. My mouse keeps going off the screen. Okay, so Just need to look up the author's name. So this is pretty much the same as the demo one. I just need to look up the name. Oh, it's Deborah. Right? Why am I getting her name spelt wrong? Okay, Stephen Collins. The Mauve Affair. The Mauve Affair. Just saves me having to like recheck all this crap, you see. Okay. What was the pseudonym or pen name as Deborah Sinclair occasionally used? Okay, we didn't know that one. Deborah goes through a chapter for friend of hers. That was the Mauve Affair. The alternate pseudonym or pen name.
Hey there. Back again.
Certainly.
What do you make of this?
I know for certain that Deborah's adoptive father is Sebastian Willis Sinclair. I'm not sure how that relates to some kind of pseudonym, however. I can't shed much light on the other
Got it.
So it was...
What do you make?
I know
Sebastian
for
Willis
certain
Sinclair.
that Deborah's adoptive father is Sebastian Willis Sinclair. I'm not sure how that relates to some kind of pseudonym, however. I can't shed much light on the other queries, but the computer at the end of the hall might be useful.
Got it.
Cheers, buds. Thanksky, mudsky, budsky, wudsky.
Thanks.
Very well.
So, alternate pseudonym or pen name has Deborah Sinclair occasionally used, her adoptive father. So, Willis Sinclair. There you go, Willis Sinclair. D. Willis. Right, okay, it's D. Willis. Okay, right. Let's try that. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. But we'll find out. That one got me stumped, though. The D. Willis one. But I was pretty close as to where to find it. I just needed to, just type in the Willis rather than the Willis and Sinclair bit. Alright, let's give him his quiz. Excuse me. Right. Thank you for lovely quiz back. Mark it for me, please. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
I'll be damned.
Told ya. Now, how can we get that door open?
Oh, hell yeah. There we go.
Well, a spare key could be around here somewhere.
Yeah, any idea of where Debbie could have put it?
You know, this makes me think of Thorns of the Wild. When Johnny was trying to enter Miss Goodman's house, the key wasn't just put in a flower pot. It was buried in the dirt.
Right.
Well, it can't hurt to try.
Okay. Try digging in the flower pot.
Moment of truth.
Drum roll, please.
Score.
Key. Hell yes. Right.
This must be a...
We're going in. Whoa.
I can't even see my reflection. The mirror is all smudged with fingerprint powder. Looks like forensics left a little pile of fingerprint powder here.
Oh yeah, we need to use our brush on that.
All right, I've got plenty of powder on the brush now.
Search the desk.
Way too clean of a workspace. The cops must have taken everything.
Yeah.
If that was Deborah's, it would have been taken, so I guess one of Kassidy's finest had a severe case of the munchies.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, there's a shiny object here.
There's something shiny stuck here between the floorboards. Gah. Can't pry it with my bare fingers.
However... Use the tape on it?
No, that won't do it. It's stuck good.
Ah, use the lockpicks.
Whoa. It's an obsidian shard. This must be from the mirror left at the murder scene.
Yeah.
Wow. There's an actual print.
Nice.
The shard is powdered with a clear...
Now we use the tape.
All right, gotta be careful. There we go. Nice, clean print.
Sweet.
I'll grab the shard, too.
Okay, good plan. Right, I remember what we have to do.
Oh, good day, officer.
Yeah, here comes the policeman.
Mr. Mulkins, the forensic seals have been broken. Are you responsible?
Me? Of course not. Look at me. Do you think I could even manage those stairs?
I will investigate. Don't go anywhere.
This guy sounds...
As if I'd get far. This thing ain't got a rocket engine strapped on the back, you know?
Ever the quipster, Mr. Mulkins.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna be really quick.
I can't let him come in here and find me.
We're gonna lock the door. Hide behind the sofa. I remember what to do from the demo, so it's all good.
Phew. That was close.
Okay, we did it.
Holy shit. I feel for you, Deborah. She was clearly stabbed when sitting here. The killer must have been showered in blood. In a remote place like this, I guess they had plenty of time to clean up and escape.
I was gonna say... we guess
Nothing out of the ordinary except the obvious lack of kitchen knives. Guess the cops followed procedure on that one.
Yeah. Anything else while we're here?
I can see tea stains from 2 cups on this table. Did Deborah have a drink with her killer?
Yeah, looks like it.
Nice little fireplace. This cabin might be quite cozy if it wasn't for the, bloodbath.
Yeah.
An author with a book collection. What a shocker. Just some old, dusty decorations. I suppose the police didn't want to bother with bagging all of that.
Fair enough.
It's the obsidian shard I found in Deborah's cabin. It's really sharp. A perfect fingerprint collected from the obsidian shard I found in Deborah's cabin. This may belong to the Soothsayer.
Yeah, okay, right. Now we need to get out of here now. Cop's probably gone now, I imagine. I doubt he'll be waiting outside, right?
Better lock this up.
Close one, huh, Kathy?
Yeah.
Sure was. Thanks for the assist, Randy. You're the man.
Cheers, Randy.
Ah, shucks. Couldn't let a fellow fan get in trouble. Oh, and by the way, did you check the mailbox?
No, because you had a look at...
Not yet, but that's not a bad idea.
Go for it. I'll keep watch.
He's actually going to let me do it. Okay, cool. Can we use the... we can lockpick it, right? Now we're a fellow fan. He won't stop.
Nothing but a stupid brochure inside. What a letdown.
No, look at the group photo. Rob, Vic, Chief Walker, Eduardo and Mike. See us up in the wild, don't be riled. We're here to help you at Bear Creek.
These are the local rangers, huh? Probably not worth trying to question any of them right now. They're as likely to be tight-lipped about Deborah as the cops. I'll keep the brochure, though. Might be relevant later.
Yeah, that's all there is. Just that. All right, cheers, Randy boy.
Hey, Randy?
Yep.
Deborah's mailbox only had this stupid thing in it. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Oh, yeah. That's a bummer. They probably put those in every mailbox in these parts.
Yeah, probably.
I don't want to show that to him. I don't want to show that to him.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Right, let's get
I'll
out of here
let
then.
you get back to your reading.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay, yeah, so we've done here. So we just need to get a Verdant Street and the church and then meet about the mirror. Okay, Verdant Street. Here we go.
Well, those poor things are beyond help.
Yeah, just a bit. Get the bulletin board.
A missing cat, roommate wanted, junk for sale. Oh, and a Rachel complaining about neighbors blasting satanic death cult metal music.
I like the neighbors
I gotta
already.
meet this neighbor and maybe bring my boombox for good measure.
Yes. Forensic seal. Oh, okay.
Eric Holloway.
There we go.
Standard issue forensic seal. If somebody unauthorized is caught breaking this, they're going to jail.
Right. Let's check the mail.
Nothing but overdue bills. I don't think that's worth tampering with. Notes left from friends and family. Nothing in particular stands out. Eric's apartment under lock and seal.
So yeah, he blasted the
next door neighbor of Eric. No reason to bother them unless I have reason to believe they knew Eric well.
the cross on the door.
Rachel Wang. Standard issue mail slot. Hooked on Jesus, huh? Guess they'd get along with Eileen.
Yeah, okay. Didn't they say he jumped from the roof? Oh yeah, to the roof. Here we go. Here we go. Frag.
Frag. Boy, this person gets around. I've seen their work all over town.
Oh, wow.
Hello, Eric. Sorry you had to die like this.
Okay.
It's all generic condolences. Except this note here.
Right, what's it say?
I miss you. It should have been us. May God watch over you. R.W.
R.W.
Oh, that must be Rachel Wang downstairs. I should go have a chat with her.
Ah. It should have been us.
All dried up. None of the other... Tons of spent candles. Hello, Eric?
Okay, yeah. Let's go talk to Rachel, shall we? About the
I think I'll save my climbing quota for later.
Yeah, fair enough. Lots of cigarette butts up here, though.
Hooked on standard issue.
Hey, Rachel.
Who is it?
Hey, I just want to talk about Eric. I'm a private investigator.
No more detectives. Please, go away.
Well, that went well. I guess she doesn't trust people in my line of work.
Okay. What does it say? Earn Rachel's trust.
I better look at the card first.
Okay.
It's Eileen's business card. Eileen Summers. Her work number here might be useful. There's a Bible quote printed on the back. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32.
Ah.
I shouldn't be pushy about it.
She might like the Bible quote.
Hey, it's Rachel, right? I dropped my card in your mailbox. I just want to talk.
You're a Christian reporter? What do you want?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Only
Yeah,
to
yeah,
talk to you about
yeah.
Eric. It's for a story. A respectful one.
Oh, I suppose that would be all right.
Yeah, I'm a Christian
I'm
reporter,
glad.
me.
Could you open the door? It's hard for me to hear you out here.
Did you wash your hands? I can't risk getting any germs in here.
Of course. Can I come in?
No, I prefer it like this. I have a weak immune system.
Okay, that's fair.
Sure. No problem.
Okay. Ask your questions then.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Foul implements, used for witchcraft and black magic. You should steer clear of them.
Right.
So, let's talk about Eric.
All right. What do you want to know?
What was Eric like as a person?
Oh, he was just such a kind, loving man. Not a bad bone in his body. He had so much going for him. But then bad things happened, sending him down a dark path.
Okay.
What bad things?
Sarah, the girl he was planning to marry, she killed herself.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn. How did he cope with that?
He became depressed. I did my best to help. Tried so hard to be his friend and bring Jesus into his life, but he wouldn't let me.
I see.
Pushy Christians.
What happened
Jeez.
next?
He started doing drugs. He was out of it on more than one occasion, acting all confused out in the hallway. One time, he was so messed up, I had to help him to his bed. I saw lots of paraphernalia.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So he would have had
That's a lot.
Well,
the new...
then there was all the women, of course. All those filthy harlots and temptresses. They just couldn't leave him alone.
Oh. Hookers?
What kind of relationship did you have with Eric?
I loved Eric. I truly did, with all my heart.
But it wasn't reciprocated?
I know it was, deep down. He just couldn't find a way to convey it.
I'm
I'm
not sure
sure
about
he
that.
would have realized that one day we were meant to be together, if it wasn't for all those despicable floozies.
Oh.
What can you tell me about Eric's murder?
I wish I had something to share about that horrible day, but I was out like a light after taking something to help me sleep. If I'd had been awake, maybe I could have done something.
It wasn't your fault, Rachel. When did you first learn about Eric's death?
The morning after. I didn't see his body, which I'm grateful for. I did witness the blood, though, which was horrific enough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I can imagine. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary during the days before the
Me
murder?
and Kathy on the same wavelength.
No, nothing. Eric and I hadn't spoken for a while.
Okay. Eric's seeing lots of women.
Was Eric seeing a lot of women when he died?
Too many to count. They kept dragging him back into sin. I prayed and I prayed, but they kept on coming. It didn't end until one of those Jezebels killed him. I know it in my heart. That's what happened.
Did any of the women stick out in some way? Maybe one of them acted suspicious?
Should say they're all
Not that
suspicious.
I can remember. I'd have to check my... no.
You'd have to check your... what? Your diary?
I misspoke. Don't mind me. I get confused sometimes.
Hmm. Does she know the King of
Are
Kings?
you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I've heard of it, but I belong to a different church.
Right.
What can you tell me about yourself, Rachel?
Well, my family is Korean. We belong to a Methodist church.
Oh.
As for me personally, I guess I'm not that interesting. I don't go out much.
Due to your immune system?
Yes, not that any of the doctors believe me. Agents of Satan.
Right, I'm sure. Yeah.
What do you do to support yourself, then?
I've been between jobs for a while now. I get help from my family in the church.
The church, hey?
Have you ever heard of a drug called pyre?
Goodness, no. I want nothing to do with drugs.
Ah, just asking, though, you know.
Have you heard of the Club of Hearts?
I haven't. Never been there.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
No, I haven't heard that name before.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where the first victim of the Soothsayer was staying. I don't know much else than that, though.
Right.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first Soothsayer victim?
Not much. I just know that the police think that she was stabbed to death by the same person that murdered Eric.
Yep.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Only that he's an irredeemable demon. I have faith that when his time comes, God will judge him harshly for all the misery he has caused.
Do you know Deborah Sinclair, the
Fair.
author?
I've heard her name, but I'm not much of a reader.
Unless it's the Bible.
What do you know about Jane Doe, the fourth Soothsayer victim?
I heard she was burned alive. I can't imagine the pain.
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the deacon killed by the Soothsayer?
I know that he was a prominent figure in charity work all around Kassidy. My pastor even held a sermon in his memory.
Right. Okay.
I don't want to show that. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to show. I don't want to show. I don't want to.
Okay. Can we ask her about...
I've noticed quite a few tokens of remembrance around. It seems Eric will be missed.
You don't know the half of it. This place is nothing but a hollow shell without him.
Right.
I don't want to ask her about that.
Okay.
I don't want to ask. I don't want to. I don't want to. I can see.
Not yet.
Oh.
No. The police haven't allowed it.
I was trying to click through. Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
I'll ask her about the fire extinguisher. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I can ask her.
That's all my questions. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye now, and God bless you.
Yeah. You too.
Right.
Poor girl, this Rachel. She seems to have quite a few issues. I'm not sure how reliable her information on Eric is.
Yeah, probably
not. In
not.
any case, I think I'm done here for today.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, there's nothing we can really come back for. It's just now church and ask Meadows about the mirrors. Okay, we're working through. There's something fishy about her, though, about Rachel. Something fishy about her. I have a feeling that she's been keeping tabs on, like, all the neighbors and stuff. Let's say we're doing them in order. Let's go to the church first. Kathy's least favourite place, and also one of my least favourite places, too. Is this definitely the place?
The King of Kings Catholic Church, established 1904.
Uh-huh. There's some random... There's a toolbox. Can we nick the stuff out
There's
of it?
an open toolbox on the driver's seat.
Can we take something? Steal from the priest! Hello?
Hey there. How's it going?
No time to chat, young lady. I gotta get this old bird up and running. You'll have to come back later.
Engine trouble? Can I help?
Maybe so. As long as you aren't a complete dimwit. See that toolbox?
Yeah, what about it?
It's real simple. I'll ask you for tools. You hand them over, one by one.
Right.
No problem. Sounds easy enough.
Sure, okay.
Good. Just don't hand me the wrong thing. That would be an abject disaster.
Okay.
I think I can handle it. I happen to know a thing or two about engines.
That's so. There should be smooth sailing then. Let me know when you're ready.
Is this going to be a mini game?
All right, I'm ready. What do you need?
Hand over the medium-sized wrench, will ya? Not the rusty one. No. Medium wrench, not the rusty one.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Now something to cut a wire and check the voltage.
Cutting pliers and a multimeter.
That's finished. What's next? Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver.
Okay. Regular pliers. Small flathead. Regular Phillips, big flathead. That one.
Lord, give me strength.
Bloody hell, mate.
Give me the regular pliers.
Regular pliers. Is he wanted the big one?
Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me before.
Okay, hex keys. Big screwdriver.
Can you repeat that?
Now I need the key set,
The mini wrench,
and the other big screwdriver.
Okay. The mini wrench, that one, right? No.
For heaven's sake, son of a gun, that made me lose my train of...
Well, is it...
Give me the regular pliers and...
Okay. So it's got to be this one then.
Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the...
Other big screwdriver, yeah. And this one. Okay.
No.
What?
Rats.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, that part is handled. Hand over the rusty wrench. Something to bash with. And the small flat screwdriver, will you?
Rusty wrench. Something to bash with. And the small flat screwdriver. Yeah, there's no hammers in here, is there? So... Okay. I think we did it this time.
I got a 6-inch bolt here. A real oily little thing. First, I need something to clean it with, and then a
6-inch
tool
bolt.
to grip it properly.
6-inch bolt rag. Oh, the adjustable wrench. Yeah. That's a 9.
Hand
right?
me the other type of screwdriver. Same size as the last one you gave me. Also, I need a wrench 2 sizes smaller than the last fixed size wrench.
Right, so this one.
Can you repeat that?
Let's have the other screwdriver. Same size. And drop a couple...
Small Phillips screwdriver again.
No, rats.
God's
Rusty
sake.
wrench. I think that did it.
Yes!
Hit the
we did it.
ignition, lass.
Okay, hang on.
We fixed an engine. It took me a couple of tries.
Praise the Lord.
I prefer to go by Kathy, but thanks.
I didn't quite catch that, young lady.
Oh, never mind. Now I think I've deserved a little chat. You're Reverend Winters, right?
Indeed. Hugh Winters at your service. And who might you be?
The name is Rain, Kathy Rain. I'm a private investigator.
Oh, I see. Another one. Very well, ask your questions then.
Cool, let's go.
So, the reason I really came here was to ask about the Soothsayer.
Yeah.
Very well, go ahead.
Were you the one who found the murder victim?
His name was Ben. Remember that. And yes, I was. It was in the rectory, right here behind us.
Okay.
Do you mind if I have a look inside?
Yes, I mind. It's my home. But the police already ransacked the place, and we had the whole room refurbished for the reconsecration.
I understand. Can you walk me through what happened that night, then?
Well, I came back late, after traveling. The front door was unlocked, which is unusual, but not overly alarming.
Right.
I entered and kept quiet in case Ben was asleep, but it didn't take long for me to notice that his bedroom door was wide open. That's when my eye caught the shadow of his hanging body.
Jeez.
I ran up to the doorway and saw him on full display, and, well, I froze from shock. It was immediately clear that there was nothing I could do. He wasn't moving. He wasn't making a sound. And his face was blue.
Jeez.
The world didn't make sense until I got my bearings. Took a small step and heard the cracks of broken glass under my shoe. I saw the mirror shards and I realized that he didn't do that to himself. Someone must have done it to him.
Right.
I carefully backed out of the room, called the emergency services, and they arrived shortly thereafter.
Did you notice any other relevant details in the room?
No, like I said, I was in shock. My friend was dead, murdered. I needed to get the authorities there, and I had to go pray.
Right.
Understandable. Who do you think did this to Ben?
I don't know. But he had plans to meet someone that night. A lost soul, he said. I never inquired in detail, saw no need to ask more. Now I obviously wish I had.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did Ben keep records of his meetings?
He did, but none were found, so I can only assume that the killer disposed of them.
Sounds likely. Was there anyone that he was seeing like this regularly?
I'm sure. I wouldn't know any specifics. I haven't been involved in that work lately.
Right.
I see. Thanks.
All right. Okay.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Except for Ben.
Okay, I thought he was going to say that.
If you don't mind me asking, what was Ben like as a person?
Yeah, we need to know everything.
Ask, because these days, most people know him as Ben, the murder victim.
Yeah.
Isn't it a tragedy how a man's life's work can be so utterly overshadowed by his final moments?
Tragic indeed. Perhaps you can help me get a more nuanced view?
Yeah.
I'll try. Ben was a good man, a good Christian, and he always managed to stay optimistic despite leading quite a difficult life.
Difficult how?
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't say. He wouldn't want me to share all of his secrets. But trust me, he carried great pain.
That's a connection there.
Did he have any immediate family?
No, and he never married. He had distant relatives out of state, but as far as I know, they were estranged.
Okay. Next of kin?
Never came into play. He had a written will and left everything to charity.
Got it. Thanks.
Right. Scrying mirrors.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Well, they're pagan instruments used for millennia. It would seem to me they have some ritualistic purpose for the Soothsayer.
What makes you say that? Couldn't they just be a signature or a decoy even?
No, I was there. That room, it was a place of sacrifice.
Yeah.
The view of my departed friend was a monstrous display. I shall never forget it.
I don't think it's just a thing. I think it is, yeah.
Care to tell me about your church?
It's a ritual of some
well,
form.
The King of Kings is a Catholic church with roots nearly as old as the city itself. These days, we're a fairly small congregation, around 200 active parishioners.
I see. So how long have you been a priest here?
Probably his whole life.
Coming up on 30 years now.
Oh, for quite a while then.
Oh, wow, that's a long time.
I suppose so, yes. But I've been nothing but content here. Until the murder, that is. Things will never be the same.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that must suck.
Have you ever heard of a drug called pyre?
Heaven, no. Why would you ask that?
Drug tests have shown that the Soothsayer victims had pyre in their bloodstream when they were killed.
That's preposterous. Ben wouldn't go near anything like that. He didn't even drink coffee.
Covertly drugged then, maybe? Or coerced?
Maybe.
Something along those lines. The Ben I knew would never voluntarily abuse narcotics.
Right. Okay, that's good to know.
Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, my child.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
I don't know.
He's not going to know about the Club of Hearts,
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
It may come as a shock to you, but I'm not the clubbing type.
That's fair.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to show that to him.
About the shard.
I don't want to show that to him.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to show that to him.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to.
Okay, what can we ask him about?
I don't want to ask him about. I don't want to ask.
A car.
I'm glad we managed to resuscitate your old bird, even though I rarely tinker with anything that has more than 2 wheels.
Biker, born and bred, are you? I used to drive a Zenkai in my younger days.
Oh, no shit. That's neat.
Okay, ask about the rectory.
Forgive my ignorance, but what is a rectory exactly?
A rectory houses the living quarters for the serving pastor. Me, that is. And it also contains office space and guest rooms for other important members of the congregation.
Right, so Ben was staying there then.
I don't want to ask him about that.
All right.
Care to tell me about your church?
Well, the king these days.
I see.
Come here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, if this
yeah. I don't want to ask him. I don't want to. You've got quite a nice plot here in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
I suppose so, yes. It wasn't that special when the church was founded, but the city grew quite quickly around it when the mining in this area took off.
Right. That's fair. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I can ask him.
All right, that's all. I'll let you get back to the repairs.
Very well. Take care, young lady.
All right, looks like that's all I'll be able to learn about the deacon here today.
Yep. It was worth a go, though. Okay, and then we just need to go to the lady to talk about the scrying mirror. Which we already have a shard of one, which we can show her. Which is why I'm kind of glad I went everywhere else first. Okay, Meadows trailer. Wow. Nice hippie van.
If it wasn't for the atrocious backdrop, those could have actually provided some cozy ambiance.
I imagine these trailer parks are probably awful places.
Oh, my lord.
Hello.
What? Did I step in something nasty on my way here?
Have you attended to your root chakra lately?
No.
I can't say I've been keeping tabs on that one.
Oh, you're such a treasure. Oh, how do I put this? Your root chakra is dog shit. It's a really crappy chakra.
Right.
If I was a doctor and we were talking about your knee or shoulder, I would suggest just cutting it off. Just cut it right off. It's that bad.
Okay.
Tell me how you really feel.
Wow.
Oh, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. My chakras are in balance, from my toes all the way to the top of my noggin.
That's just peachy. Look, Eileen told you I was coming, right?
Oh, you're her! Oh, that's marvelous! Oh, wow. Okay.
What the heck is going on?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry, but I can't have such blatant discord in my home. Take this pendant, love.
Right.
I need a single photograph of you wearing it. Lotus position. Find a place in nature touched by fire, earth, and wind.
I have no idea what you just said.
Okay.
That's funny. See you later.
Well, that was interesting.
Weirdo. If I want her help, I guess I need to find a spot to take that photo. Fire, earth, wind.
I know where that is. Okay, I know where to go. We have to go to the crime scene with where the person got burnt, the Jane Doe got burnt. Where our lovely friend was, the hobo. I bet he's gone. It's windy here, you see. Yeah, he's gone.
I already looked here.
Okay.
I've got earth and fire present here, but I didn't quite catch the wind.
Right.
Earth and wind are present here, but I'm...
Oh, I see. Okay, right, I get it. Just go to the scorch marks. Sit on the scorch marks, wait for the wind to blow.
That should be it.
There we go.
I better get this back to Meadow.
Cool. Yeah, so we just have to wait for the wind to blow. That's cool. It was just literally just taking the picture at the right time. I was on the right track. I was in the right spot. Just the timing was off.
Enter. Wow, look at you! You're positively glowing!
Thank you.
Thanks, I guess. I took that picture you wanted.
Oh, that's okay. I can see that your chakra is well taken care of. Oh, aren't you supposed to have scars, though?
Eh?
Scars? What are you on about? I've got plenty of emotional ones, if that counts.
Yeah, but say her mum and
never mind. I must be confusing you with someone else. Have a seat, love.
Right, thank you. Yeah, we got my chakras out of dog shit territory. Thanks, achievement.
Do you want to see the photo I took when I, realigned my chakras?
Oh, no need. That photo was for you, not me.
Right.
Do you want this back?
You should hold on to it. Your chakras still need a lot of work.
Right, okay. Okay, let's just...
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Quite the enigma, aren't they? A soothsayer is a seer,
Yeah.
a pursuer of wisdom. An obsessive search for truth often leads down a dark and twisted path. Perhaps that is what happened to our killer?
So what's going to happen to us?
So do you think the Soothsayer is legit? The business with the mirrors isn't just for show?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just a silly Wicca. But wouldn't it be goofy to go through all of that trouble just to make everyone think there's something they're not?
Yeah, I guess. What do you know about Deborah Sinclair, the latest Soothsayer victim?
I don't stay up to date on...
Okay.
So, Eileen tells me you know a thing or two about scrying mirrors?
You could say that. I am a practicing clairvoyant. What do you want to know?
Well, what's my future? What does scrying mirror be used for?
What
Let's
can
just go
a
through
scrying
everything.
mirror be used for?
A scrying mirror is a powerful artifact that can be used to channel the astral realm, perform divination, and even commune with spirits.
Ah. Can you walk me through your scrying process?
Sure. First off, the room should be dimly lit, preferably by candlelight.
Right.
I like to use sage smoke to cleanse the air, and then I establish a protective circle to keep any negative energies at bay.
Uh-huh.
I gently place the mirror in a steady position where I can look into it without using my hands. I make sure that the surface is clean and polished. I sit down, relax, calm my thoughts, and close my eyes. I visualize my intent, the knowledge I seek. When I'm ready, I open my eyes and gaze through, not into, the mirror.
I see. And this is when you're supposed to get the visions?
With some patience, yes. The scrying is not always successful, mind you. Spirits are a fickle bunch.
So, yeah, we could probably use that shard of mirror we've got to give that a try.
Why is obsidian used in traditional scrying mirrors?
Because of its rich mystical potency, of course. Obsidian is strongly grounded in the astral plane, which makes it ideal not only as a vessel for divination, but also for protecting the scryer and cleansing any negative energies.
Okay.
So it's pretty much spiritual duct tape?
Spot on, sister.
Nice.
Where can I get a scrying mirror?
You're in luck. I have a spare one right here.
Okay.
Someone I don't like left it after a botched divination, so I'm totally fine with giving it to you and pretending I never saw it.
Sure. Thanks.
Oh, and just so you know, this is just made of painted glass. All serious practitioners use obsidian mirrors, so don't expect too much, okay?
Alright.
I'll try to keep my expectations in check.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen enough weird stuff, right? So, yeah.
Can we do a scrying session together?
Sure. I charge $250 per session. I can pen you in next week?
I think I'll pass on that one.
Okay.
What do you make of this?
Oh, my goodness.
What?
This is thoroughly infused with trauma, highly destructive energy. Be very careful with it.
I mean, it is broken, so, yeah.
Thanks for giving.
Oh, no worries.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
No churches for me. Certified heathen over here.
Oh, yes.
We should form a club.
Yeah, join the club.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
Nope, not a motel enthusiast.
No, that's fair.
Have you heard of a drug called pyre?
Nope, good old shrooms are my kind of high.
I can see that. Not a fan of psychedelics myself.
Past experience.
This gal's got a truckload of emotional baggage. Way too much fuel for bad trips.
That's fair.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
Of course. She's the one and only queen of the Club of Hearts.
Yeah? Are you two friendly?
Oh no, I'm just a mere patron at her club. I would be surprised if she knew I existed.
That's fair.
I see on this poster of yours that you're familiar with the Club of Hearts.
Yep. It's one of my favorite spots in the city.
Yeah? What's so great about it?
Oh, everything. The vibe, the poetry, the people.
Sounds interesting. I'm planning to check the place out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super neat. I'm sure it'll do wonders for your chakras. They're still pretty crappy, you know.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Thanks.
I don't want to ask her about...
Okay, I don't think there's anything else.
I don't want to show...
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can really ask her now.
Time for me to go.
Bye now.
It's getting late. I better get back to the office so I don't end up missing Josh.
Good plan. We have to ask him about drugs. Evening 2. Here he comes. Where's my kitty cat?
Hey, gorgeous.
Oh, hey, Josh. Come on in.
So this is the guy in narcotics.
How are you, bud? Everything going okay over at the precinct?
I guess. Things are tense. The higher-ups are breathing down our necks with all this Soothsayer bullshit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I can imagine. But don't you worry. I'm gonna get the Soothsayer out of your hair.
That so? You know something we don't?
Maybe. Let's start with a few questions.
This should be good.
Right. Ask about pyre.
So, you're in the drug unit. You must have heard of pyre.
Yeah, that's an odd one. Novel narcotic. Highly hallucinogenic.
Yeah. What is pyre exactly?
What is pyre exactly?
It's a new product, so we don't have a chemical breakdown yet. But early analysis suggests a synthetic compound. It's usually encapsulated in pills, but supposedly some injected too.
Uh-huh. Really? Oh, that's amazing. Welcome in. So this is the Joshua. Nice. Well, it's nice to meet you anyway. Must have been really awesome to work on this game.
What do you know about the origins of Pyre?
I still think it's the plant.
Less than I'd like. We suspect it's locally made, but that's just our working theory based on the territory we found it in.
Yeah.
And what territory is that?
Within the city limits and surrounding areas.
Sounds fine to me. I think you did a really good job so far. It fits in with all the rest of the voice acting I've heard so far. It's on the same kind of level, so... yeah, that's really cool. Do you have any leads on Pyre dealers? They're all weird, aren't they?
Do you have any leads on the Pyre dealers?
Nope, and not for lack of trying. These fuckers are friggin' Houdinis. Every meth head has a story about them stranger than the next. Alien abductions, government experiments, you name it.
Huh. What do you think the deal is, personally?
My gut feeling is that this is a new actor on the scene, and they're being real careful not to rustle any feathers.
Whose feathers? Rival gangs?
Yep. My informants tell me that there are some bad people out for blood. They don't like competition.
Sound like drug gangs as usual to me.
Someone told me that Pyre was handed out for free. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I've heard similar stories. I wouldn't read too much into it, though. Things like that are common business tactics in these circles.
Yeah, I guess they like hand it out. Yeah, I want to go find this plant that Pyre's made of. I have a funny feeling it's the plant from the first game, and it's being used to make a drug out of it now.
What about Pyre being connected to the Soothsayer killings?
That's news to me, but they have seniors from narcotics on the task force, so it's possible they're looking at that angle.
Okay. We should show him the fingerprint. That might be a bad idea.
I need to ask you a favor. I've got this print that I need to run.
Oh, yeah? This have something to do with the Soothsayer?
Yes.
The less you know, the better, I think.
Huh. Sounds like a risky proposition. What's in it for me?
Well, this girl would be very, very grateful.
Oh,
That's so? Well, if you put it that way...
Great. Here it is.
Okay. No guarantees, though. And it'll take time. Like I said, things are tense at the station right now.
Yeah.
I have faith in you, Josh.
Okay.
I could, but I think I'd rather keep that to myself for the time being. It's the one clue advantage I have over the cops right now.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's ask him about the other stuff, see if he knows anything else.
So, the Soothsayer. Got any juicy inside info to share?
I wish, but the press is all caught up with me now. I'm not part of the task force, so...
Right, okay.
They're keeping things compartmentalized?
To the extreme. After the press leaks, they put a big lid on the case. Everything's handled on a need-to-know basis.
Right.
I see. The feds still aren't involved, though, are they?
Nah, not last I heard. The chief fought tooth and nail for that.
That's weird. Weird that they're not getting the FBI involved.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Like I said, I'm out of the loop on the Soothsayer. I can't give any details on that.
They could get the behavioral analysis unit involved.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Not much. I didn't even know they existed before they popped up in relation to the killings.
Okay. I've heard of them before. Like, there's a game I still have yet to play, which I want to play, called At Dead of Night, and I know that uses scrying mirrors in it. I'm kind of waiting. I'm holding off playing it, though, because there's a sequel coming out at some point. And I kind of, like, want to play it a bit closer to the time. It's one of those games that just passed me by. But I do really want to go back and play it at some point.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Not really. I just know it was where one of those murders took place.
Right. Yeah, this guy's not really in on the loop, is he?
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky Motel?
I am, but only in the context of the Soothsayer case. I'm sure you know those details already.
I have a feeling we know more than what the cops know at this point.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
Sure. Rich socialite with ties to organized crime. She's been on our radar for a while now.
Interesting. Can you elaborate?
Okay.
I've already said too much.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
Well, yeah, he will.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Never seen the place myself, though.
I don't want to ask him about that.
No, that's fair. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. I think that's it, really.
Thanks for stopping by. I have some other things I need to deal with now.
Already? Aren't you a busy bee? Nightcap before I go?
Oh, I wish, but one drink turns into multiple, and you know, this gal ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
You're no fun. Well, later, babe.
See ya.
Bye. She's using you, by the way, just so you know.
Okay, that's sorted. It might be worthwhile to head over to Lucas. Maybe he's had more luck with some of the clues that led nowhere for me.
Maybe. New location added. Okay. I think we will do that, but I think we're going to do that in the next one. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please definitely leave the like. Also, if you're new here, want to consider subscribing, click at the bell icon to be notified as soon as my new videos go up. Take it easy, everybody. Bye.